my brothers and sisters. In this life where we dey live,
Hi guys, do you know what is funny about living abroad? The same people who call Africans too traditional are now building walls to keep them out. Welcome to Coffee with Olu, where we talk about things that matter over something warm. Today, we are going somewhere uncomfortable, and we are going there on purpose. 10 things Africans can actually learn from the migrant aid coming out of America right now. Not to celebrate it, but to understand it and use it. Alright, before anyone in the comments come for me, I am not here to defend Trump. And I am not here to say migrants deserve to be treated like criminals. That is not what this is. But here is what I believe. Every storm carries a lesson. And the anti-migrant wave we are seeing in America right now, it is telling us something. It is telling us something about how the world sees us, how we see ourselves, and what we need to do differently. So, the question isn't just, why does America hate migrants? The deeper question is, what does this moment reveal? What does this moment reveal that we need to fix, build, and protect at home and abroad? Okay, let's get into it. Lesson number 1, your welcome is conditional. No matter how long you have stayed in the country, how many taxes you have paid, how many promotions you have earned, your welcome can be revoked overnight. The people being deported right now, many of them are not criminals. Many of them had jobs, families, they had mortgages. They thought they had made it. They thought they were safe. The lesson isn't to live in fear. The lesson is never burn your bridge home. Never let your roots dry up. Know who you are outside of the country that adopted you, because that country can unadopt you. Diaspora doesn't have to mean displacement. It can mean expansion, as long as you don't forget where you are expanding from. Lesson 2, build your own economy. This one stings a little because it is about us. African countries collectively send hundreds of billions of dollars in remittances every year. Hundreds of billions. And yet, our best people keep living. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? It tells you that the money is flowing, but the opportunity isn't growing fast enough at home to keep people there. So, the lesson from watching America turn on its migrants, we as Africans need to build economies that can compete for our own talent. If Nigerians, Ghanaians, Kenyans, if they had the infrastructure they needed, the investment climate, the security, why would they have to leave in the first place? Now, this isn't a blame game. It is a challenge. Africa's next decade has to be about creating reasons to stay, not just safety nets for when you come back home. Even that doesn't really exist. Lesson 3, document everything and protect your status. Lesson 3 is quite special, very real. If you are living abroad, document everything. Update your papers, know your rights, and have a lawyer's number on hand. I know people that have lived in the United States for 15 years, 20 years, but as soon as things got complicated, they realized they were vulnerable in ways that they didn't even know because they assumed everything is fine. God will take care of it. Don't assume. Look, assumptions are luxuries that migrants can't afford. Know your status, know your options, and know your rights in the country that has adopted you. And to the young people heading abroad for the first time, read the fine print. In life, always read the fine print. Lesson 4. Stop letting others tell our story. How many times have you seen on Western media images of Africa being depicted as a place where everybody is starving and desperate and in need? And then watch politicians use those images to justify keeping migrants out because the story being told is that of desperation, not excellence. Here is the truth. Africa has 54 countries, over 3,000 languages, some of the fastest growing cities in the world, and a middle class that is expanding every decade. But who is telling that story loud enough? The lesson here is we need African media, African creators, African voices owning the narrative, not just reacting to what others are saying, but what we want the narrative to be. We need to shape the conversations first, which, by the way, is part of why shows like this exist. Lesson 5. Community is a strategy, not just a feeling. Look at what immigrant communities have done throughout history when they are under pressure. They organize, they pool resources, they create organizations, churches, markets, credit unions, schools, and trade organizations. You see, the African diaspora communities are part of the most educated communities in the world. But are we organized? Are we translating all that education into something tangible? Are we translating that individual excellence into collective power? Individual excellence is brilliant until policy targets the group. And right now, policy is targeting the group. The lesson here is community is not just a comfort, it is political and economical protection. Build it, invest in it, and show up for it. Lesson 6. Dual citizenship is not a luxury, it's insurance. If your country of origin allows dual citizenship, use it. Use it. Renew your passport. Maintain your ties. Don't let bureaucracy cut you off from your birthright. We are watching people losing their only anchor right now. People who gave up their original citizenship to gain another and are now caught in between two places, belonging fully to neither. The lesson is simple. Keep your options open. A second passport isn't disloyalty to where you live. It's wisdom. It is recognizing that you are more than one thing, you are more than one place. To the governments at home, make it easier for people to come back. Your diaspora is an asset. Treat them like one. This is for the government. Lesson 7. Raise children who know where they come from. This one is for all African parents raising children abroad. And I say this with love. There is a generation of African children growing up in the West who feel more connection and feel more English, more Irish, more French than they feel Nigeria, Zulu, or Akan. And then when political climate shifts against migrants, they don't know where they fall. They don't know where to run to because they don't fully know where they come from. Identity is not a threat to integration. You can be fully English and fully Ghanaian. You can be American and Senegalese. These things are not opposites, but it starts at home. Speak the language, tell the stories, go back when you can. Let the kids know where they are from. Let the children know their roots because your roots hold you down when the storm comes. Lesson 8. Politics affects you whether you engage or not. How many Africans abroad avoid politics? They keep their head down, stayed out of it. I'm not into politics. I just want to work. And then one day, policy changed. Then suddenly, they come they run elter skelter. And then suddenly, they are very much into politics because politics is into them. The lesson is political disengagement is not neutrality, it's vulnerability. Whether you vote or not, policies will be made that affect your life, your family, and your job. Africans abroad need to vote when they can vote. They need to lobby when they can lobby. And they need to build relationships with local politicians, local councillors, and community boards, not for power's sake, but for protection. And then back home, the same applies. Your local election matters. Your community leaders matter. Don't wait until there is a storm before you raise your voice. Speak up and vote now. Lesson 9. Invest back home now, not later. Invest back home now, not later. This is the one I feel most strongly about. Every African that says, one day I will go back home and invest. I want to tell you, today is the day you have to start doing it. Today is the day you start planning for it. Because what happens when the doors of abroad closes, as we are watching it now, and you have nothing at home, in your own country, no property, no business, just memories of life you lived somewhere else. The African diaspora has enormous purchasing power. Imagine even if a portion of that is invested into infrastructure, tech startups, agriculture, renewable energy, we would transform Africa ourselves without waiting for Western influence and foreign direct investments, without waiting for permission. The lesson here is build your own backup plan while you can. Build your backup plan at home with the same ambition and energy you used to build your life abroad. Because home should never be a backup plan. It should always be part of the main plan. Lesson 10. Pride is not arrogance. Own who you are. So, this is the last one. This one, I want it to sit with you for a moment. One of the side effects of anti-migrant rhetoric is the pressure it places on migrants to shrink, to apologize for taking up space, to work twice as hard to justify their own existence. And as Africans, we already know this pressure. We've been told for centuries that our culture is inferior, that our languages don't count, that our countries don't matter, and we should be grateful to be here. So, the lesson is this: stop shrinking. Carry your culture with pride. Your food, your music, the way you do your things, your way of life, your language. That is not a liability. That is value. That is richness. That is exactly what the world needs more of. And finally, don't let anyone's hatred teach you to hate yourself. This is the oldest trick in the book, and we are far too wise for it. So, there it is: 10 things, 10 lessons, not from a place of despair, but from a place of clarity. The world is shifting, it is shifting fast, and we need to shift with intention, not reaction. Here is my challenge for you this week: pick one of these 10, just one, and ask yourself, what does this look like in my life, in my community, in my choices? Are you investing back home? Are you telling your story? Because the world doesn't wait for us to be ready. Thank you for having coffee with me today. If this hits differently, please like, subscribe, and share. Someone in your circle needs to hear this. Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me which lesson hit you the hardest. I read every single one. Until next time, stay sharp and stay rooted.
You see, my brothers and sisters,
Yeah, great coffee.
in this life where we dey live, if person too rush, they